Welcome to the last stream of the day. We've got Canberra Factory versus Sydney Rogue Rage. Canberra Factory in the black, coming from the left, and we have Rogue Rage. Hashtag all the rage, hashtag rage responsibly, coming from the right of the screen at the moment in white. So bear with me in the last first little bit. It was I learn a few names very quickly, and we'll be there in no time. Now, if you've been following the stream today, you might have noticed the weather has totally changed. It's jumpers on now, it's windy. If there's a spot of water, I wouldn't be too surprised. Early in the day, it was quite warm, still conditions. So we're going to see a little bit of a different kind of style of play. That's the siren to start the play. It is 80-minute games, hard time cap. If there is a point on at that time, it's finish the point. From the left side of the field. Rogue in a horizontal stack, running a dump set there. Disc is received down the field. Number 8, Parsons. Swings it around. The disc is overhead, but it's picked up by number 16, Boyle. Bobbled disc from Rock there, and unfortunately doesn't get a clean grasp on it. Molombi picks up the disc, very low forehand to 21, Bar. Looks to the around backhand, unfortunately isn't able to make a connection. Rock is going to pick up the disc, back with O'Neill and Parsons. No, so Parsons is Danny Alexander. The big backhand, the receiver didn't know it was coming though. Lamb unable to reel that in. It's a fairly haphazard start, first point of the game. To and fro kind of point. Molombi's going to pick up the disc. A bit of an isolating side stack, just to put the disc up to Bar. Floating well over her head though. Adelaide Dennis has a play at the disc and unfortunately able to reel it in, not able to reel it in. Rocks to pick up the disc at the halfway mark. Swings at O'Neill, but straight over her head. Scraps are cleaned up by Parsons. She looks off at Alexander. Lamb cuts. Rogue are generating these cuts really quite well. Cut after cut, option after option. Call is that it was, she didn't establish her pivot foot. Or is there an out call? No, it's just pivot foot. Around to O'Neill, who a little bobble, the little wind. Bobble pushes it out of her hands. Watson finds Dennis down the line. Sorry, Molumby down the line, and unfortunately no, it just floats over her head. So Neil's disc in hand. She looks for Rock. Down the field. Frantic start to this game. We've seen, I don't even know, 7 turnovers. Deadman finds Dennis on that line. Dennis moving that disc down to a bar on the line. Just hugging the upwind line at the moment. Around to Molumby. I'm going to run through D. Bengtson hoping for the long one over the head for the double happiness, but she receives it on the undercut. Bengtson with the disc just puts a speculative forehand up. It's another throwaway. So see if Rogue can take control at this point and just put their O points, put it through in. Alexander's wanting it around. She's sick of it. She wants this point done. Rock bobbles it to herself. Well controlled. Finds Alexander. Puts it out to O'Neill. Score. What a crazy point to start the game. Hopefully that intensity is a sign for what's to come. Very long point to start the game, 6 minutes long. And we're in 1 point to Sydney. Canberra yet to open their account.
No, but that's good because all that is just that was way better when you did the vert stack. Yeah, at the end of the diamond works.
Fresh legs on this line for both teams. Long point there, so tough to back up on. Big pull come in. Going to land 10 metres short of the brick mark. Air with the disc, looking for an option and just a little bit stuck. There's not really any follow through, but the get out of jail pass comes off. Again, unfortunately, throw up in the air. The receiver's probably not aware that this is coming. Sprague is walking towards the disc. Great grab in the middle there from number 22, Ali Zalims. The give goes off, and the gainer, unfortunately, doesn't reach some hands. Chung unable to reel that in. Air to pick up the disc. Looks straight up, flick, huck. Oh, and the layout from number 19, Molombi. Fortunately, doesn't quite reach the hands. Scenario following up her work, looking for the could go down the line. Sprague with the contest, comes down with the disc. Disc back with Sprague. Disc doesn't make the outreach hands of Chung. Breeze is definitely playing a factor in this game early on. It's blowing over the commentator's shoulders, so it is blowing from the side on where the disc is currently, directly away. Instructing the cutter with her head movement there. Unfortunately, the throw just a little bit errant. Sprague with the disc. Finds Longley. Pick was called. I think the discussion is whether it really affected whether Longley got the disc or not. There are the agreements. Disc has gone back. Sprague with the disc marked by air. Bartram just getting her hand in the way of that downfield gainer. Disc is sailed across into the outfield, so just waiting to gain their disc back before the play can get going again. Factory's possession. Silent Air's going to pick up the disc. They're falling into a bit of a horror stack. Defensive pressure just forcing an early turnover there. Throw down the line, just not in the vicinity of a receiver. Sprague with the disc looks to move across the field. It's pulled out of Chung's hand. Wind conditions really affecting this game so far. The put's put straight up to number 32. That's Claire Foster. Wasn't able to reel it in. Sprague with the disc. Disc straight through hands. There was a bit of a bullet across the field. Sprague to pick up the disc. Sprague tries to put the advantage of Chung, but unfortunately the throw is not wide enough. Foster getting in the way again. Just making a habit of that. Puts the disc up, looking for Foster. Straight over her head. That's the hardest place for a receiver to throw the disc. A little bit left, a little bit right. That's always handy. But unfortunately, that's cut right in between. So this point's matched the first point in length. Pushing roughly 6 minutes on this one as well. Chung's bringing the disc to the line. It's a change up from Sprague, picking up the disc. Scenario with disc in hand. Looks for the break. Tries to force it a little too much around that mark there. Unfortunately, he's unable to find a connection. There with the disc. Looks for the space that Dennis made over the back. And pulls it. No, not Dennis, sorry. Molombi. I apologise. Yeah, very clever. Left the space open over the top and ran onto it quite well, defending, keeping the defender without a chance to make a play for the disc. It's two very long points to start the game, and we're having the fresh legs from the first point now coming in again. A lot of turnovers so far. It looks like the wind's really affecting the style of play. Factory has been true to their style of play of looking for the long shots. It'll be quite dangerous if they start pulling them off. So I hope you've enjoyed the coverage today. We've had, what are we up to, fifth game? Fifth game? Fourth game. Fifth game today. I'm hearing numbers everywhere, so maybe sixth. Definitely sixth. The official word has come from the back row. Brought to you by Yikun Discs, the official sponsor of SMO 2017. Had a lengthy break between these 2 points. Probably some tired legs out there. Watson pulls in the disc just past half. Advantageous position there. It's an early turnover. Connection's not made. Air is going to pick up the disc. A lot of her teammates are kind of parallel with her, so there's not much to throw to right now. Watson finds Ringland, who puts up a high disc. It's going to be hard to pull down. Contact called on against the defender. A little bit of a chat. Discussion's still going. I think trying to pick where they were standing before. And he looks downfield, gets the break to Parsons. Neil straight away streams for the diagonal cut. The across the field forehand. A little bit speculative. Does come off. Factory has a real chance here to put the pressure on. Watson's going to pick up the disc. Again, the isolating play. So with the side stack. Across the field from air. It's a down disc trying to make its way over to Ringland. Disc from Boyle just getting picked up in the wind. Sailing over C's head. disc. Puts it out in front of Rock. Put too much sugar on that one. There engages the dump, looking for the dump, and Watson comes out with it. Pogey defense from Rogue. Comes off the forced throw into the center of the stack to Bard. Just came in with a little bit too much heat, or maybe surprised her a little bit. Standard vertical sack from Rogue. Rock with the disc. Break throw across the front of the stack. Very effective throw to Parsons. Back to Rock. This secondary phase of offense is where Rogue has got a little bit stuck a couple of times. Is an injury called and Sprague has been brought into the game. Looks like Rock has hurt her wrist there. Hope she's okay. The bobble disc from Parsons comes up, trumps, she's got the disc. She looks to the dump, but Sprague well covered. Dan Alexander receives the fill. It's a high disc. It's a little bit unpredictable once it gets up to those heights. You don't really know what's going to happen. Just came down really quite fast, straight through the hands. Watson with the disc, engages the dump. She is a little bit stuck. That forehand is grounded. O'Neill with the disc, looks to see for the score. Factory definitely had their chances on that point. They shots beyond half. Unfortunately, unable to put the points away. Instead, see Rogue take the advantage at 2-1. They're gaining ground quite effectively. And then if the disc is turned over, they're getting the back of the defense fairly quickly. Sorry about that. Quick and just effect. Getting my mic back in order. Zone defense shown for the first time here from Rogue. Closing in the space. So far, Factory just dinking it around a little bit, trying to find their space, trying to find their rhythm, trying to find their line of attack against this zone. Looking to break that cup and see runs through the defense. Sprague picks up the disc. It's a floaty disc. That's mopped up by Molumby. So they've managed to get that zone back on, and the flick forehand across the field hits Parsons on the chest. Across to Chung. It's a contest for the disc, and the taller bar comes through with the goods. Take that back at taller. Ringland comes through with the disc. Ringland keeps that disc moving, popping through that cup. And it's been held up on the downwind side. Donald puts a flick over the top. And Claire Foster brings it down. Cramming it down the cram hole. Conditions like this, you just got to adjust. Whatever works, works. Brings the scores to 2-2. 24 minutes into this game. Slightly shorter point. We're hoping here in the commentary box that the rain holds off at least till the end of this game, and a little bit more. That would be really handy. Definitely feeling it in the air, and I can see it in the distance. The wind is picked up, and been led to believe that there's more coming tomorrow. It's going to make a second day of SMO really interesting. Wouldn't be Melbourne without a very big change of weather, even if we are in the far reaches of northern Melbourne. In Epping. It's a hand up from Rogue, waiting for the disc. Factory having a little bit more of a chat. And now they're raising up their hand. They're going for a roll disc from number 70, Adelaide Dennis. And roll it does. Rock gets the intercept, passing it down the line. Boyle's held up. A little bit of a chat. Sonoreo just sorting something out. And they're definitely the funnest name in this game. She's agreed, it's a turnover. Molombi with the disc, swings it to a dump, looking for the space to is that bar. Unfortunately, Ringland not able to make the connection. Oh, big speculative forehand, just doesn't make the connection. Everyone's staying still. Travel called. Turnover is the result of a travel called and throw away, so nothing changes. Aira's going to pick up the disc. She'll walk that up to the line. Far side stack set here with a with an isolated cutter in close to the front of the stack. It's intercepted. O'Neill has the disc. Looks for Alexander. Strip called, uncontested. So Alexander steps around, and that's a score. Score to Karina Boyle.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get that. Wow. Yeah, right? Oh, there are 3-1. Oh, no. 3-2. Yes.
Brings the score to 3-2, 30 minutes into the game. A few long points. Yeah. I'd love to welcome Michaela Dignam to the commentary box.
Hello everybody, thank you for having me.
After a big day of playing, we've reeled her in.
Yeah, 2 games down, happy to hang about and see what these teams have to offer. How's the game been so far? I'm only just joining in.
So far, wind conditions really affected the game. There's been quite a few turnovers both ways. It's 3-2. Sydney with the advantage of, but
so Adelaide Dennis picking up.
What's the middle? Right, left fella.
this is zone of defence from Rogue we've seen the last couple of points. Quite effective, just holding to that sideline. In response, Factory just moves it around quite casually. The overhead to Foster was very effective in breaking over that cup. Dennis moving the disc on.
Nice spoil there.
Down the line shot to Foster, just not coming off. A hand getting in the way.
And Rachel Parsons was doing a really good job there of trapping the disc once they got it on that far sideline, making the backwards throw really hard for the reset. So I think that's why they looked for the overhead option.
Sprague puts up a disc, sees in a battle, and she comes down with it. Can't tell you how, she just did.
Nice work from Bella C. She's a great receiver.
Sean looks to swing.
And she takes down another one. Oh, her hand's fantastic. And she's always really good at centering when she gets it. I played with Bella last year.
She has miles of space, and if that throw was in front of her, she would be running on. Parsons comes down with it anyway, looks down the field. She's tempted, but doesn't pull the trigger. Back to Chung. Playing very well as a safety handler today. Sprague puts up the disc.
Oh, and she'll take the scraps. That's number 17, Kirsty Welfare from Rogue. And that takes us to 4-2 with Rogue leading the game.
Fantastic play we can see in the play of the day from Yikun Sports, proud sponsor of SMO 2017. Even though our sponsor sports have been blown away from the other side of the field.
They were there.
They're in spirit.
It's really interesting seeing how the style of ultimates changed since this morning. People are, really trapped on the sideline. It's much harder to center the disc compared to this morning because of the wind just pushing to that far sideline.
So we've seen the zone used quite effectively by Rogue. Factory coming out on at the other end now. It would be interesting to see whether they use in the other direction.
And Danny Alexander with the pull for Rogue.
Big pull, Danny!
Yeah, picks up the disc, moves it over to Molumby.
And that's a great run through D from Parsons again. She's been really strong on D for Rogue so far this game. Kath sneaks it up the line and an overhead look. Oh,
She pulls the trigger early. It was there and so close to a connection. That's exactly what they'd be after some long points. They want to get these points moving along quickly. Give their players a bit of respite on the legs, but no go. Air with the disc pulling it up. Rogue keeping that zone on. Moves the centre to Watson. Yeah, spreads it wide to Molumby. She breaks the force.
that's kind of like, that looks really good centering, especially from
Bar. I think we're going to see play really pick up as the game goes along. Players get used to the wind, work out what doesn't work. Sometimes you just got to put shots away and use a couple of more safer options. Watson's walking towards the disc. He's going to bring it in. They are on the downwind side of the field as they come in, so Rogue will use their cup to great effect here, I'm sure. Watson pierces that gap to Bar. Fortunately, just too close to that sideline.
Oh, and an overthrow there for Rogue leads to a quick turn.
Factory Girls considering calling, making a call, but didn't. They look to the end zone. And Dawson brings it down. I reckon that will be a nomination for the play of the day. I'm sure we'll see that on the replay soon.
It's really interesting. Rogue then, when they got their block, seemed to hit it to the end zone really early and really quickly, and that's really hard on a downwind throw. I wonder if that's part of their strategy, but it might, yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they tried to play a more controlled style and they got the turn.
So your last game, was that before the wind picked up?
Yeah, it was I'd say light, mild breeze for our last game, but this is definitely much more consistent. And yeah, you can see the wind affecting the game this time around.
Here's the play of the day. That huck goes up. Received, that forehand flick falling over. Big outside in. Dawson takes the grab.
Do people vote for play of the day?
Can't tell you. If people would love to, would like to back a play of the day, would love to see your messages on the stream. It's a definite contender. Who's been playing well for Ellipsis today?
Whew. All of us? Oh, it's hard to say. Oh, sorry, I've just got someone approaching
Scores are
the desk.
4-3.
Just clarifying.
That's an update to the sideline.
That's so good.
Felt
Just Kath O'Neill disturbing us, trying to get a few extra points on the scoreboard for Rogue.
It's not how it
Lucky
works.
we're
Kath
trustworthy
O'Neill.
commentators.
Can't be bored. I can, Michaela can't.
But no, it was really fun playing with Ellipsis earlier. Haven't been able to play any of our other tournaments, so it was nice to play this one.
Yeah, good. Aggressive D from Molumby. Molumby doesn't come off. Disc was C in the centre. Chung pierces the gap to C. His throw gets picked up by the breeze. And Watson disposes of that as a high disc deserves.
Foul on the mark called. Looks like it's uncontested.
The gratuitous pause after any call, and disc is back in. Watson with the disc. She finds Dennis in the centre.
like Dennis, I think probably the only left-hander on the field at the moment. And Rogue's got it. Sorry, my co-commentator just fell on the ground rather dramatically, but I can assure viewers that he is safe.
What's not caught by camera didn't ever happen.
Looks like Factory wants to throw it deep, but the marker is really straight up when they get that initial turn, making it very challenging. Great defense by Rogue. Oh.
Yeah, Rogue's play definitely is adapting to this wind well. It's just a little bit of execution errors at the moment that's holding them back.
Looks like an uncontested foul. Yeah.
Watson puts the disc up to Crow. Watson definitely giving Crow more credits with the speed than she probably deserved on that one. There was a lot of sauce on that one.
Could very well have been a strategic decision, just get it out of our
Never
half.
know. Exactly.
Yeah.
The Huck and D just worked very effectively there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crow with the disc.
Oh.
Just got a little bit rushed.
And it looks like we're having a hucking competition from one end zone to the other at the moment. Looks like Factory's got an opportunity here.
Moambi swings the disc to Ringland. Centers the disc. The rush disc again. There's a call on the play.
Unclear exactly what was called. Maybe a foul on the throw.
It appears a travel, which would be a turnover anyway, so it's where hand signals would be incredible. If you know what happened on that one, you're streets ahead of us. The pop over disc lands. Unfortunately, there was
It's like a bit of miscommunication there.
She can't catch the disc if it's not contacted by anyone else, but I think it was in the air. So unfortunately, Dawson had that disc and then dropped it. We can see it here on the replay. The floaty disc gets a touch. D misses that, gets back to Dawson, who believes that she cannot take possession of that disc and dropped it.
That looks like it's a 10. Oh, great deep cut.
Aggressive play from Sprague.
That's 66, Annie Longley, who presented that deep option. Perfect timing.
Fortunately, the dump back to Sprague, not quite hitting the target. So Watson's going to pick up the disc.
So I've got Bella C on the mark. And Annie Longley's marking the dump.
Dawson back to Watson.
Looking for the dump here. Oh, great cut up the line. But again, that downwind throw, it's really hard to put leading touch on that one, and it gets thrown too far forward.
Chong with the disc, looks to spread the field to Sprague, sorry. Puts a very high disc up in the air to Jones, who's not able to come down with it. Moambi has the disc, puts the disc. And Chung disposes of that efficiently. I'm just going to assume they're going for the huck and D again.
Oh, great cut to the middle of the field by Bella, but it looks like it was a double cut. Awesome. And again, a great deep cut.
That Spragg backhand is working an absolute treat with this wind.
When Rogue centres it and bounces it to the far sideline, that's when they look their strongest, with those deep cuts coming from the middle of the field.
It's a sign of a well-trained side that there's always a long cut on for them to hit. They're not trying to push it too long, not trying to push it to the end zone, trying to get a 35, 40-metre gainer. Timeout called. Timeout
called, and the gusts get even windier.
It has been 45 minutes gone with a total of 7 points. There's 8 that's gone for, I
don't want to know the average point length.
Ask the girls, that's exactly what they want in their 3rd or 4th game of the day.
True. So what would you be telling your team, Stefan, in a timeout at this point in the game?
I'd be pointing out what's working. We've got long cuts into space working really well, and as you said before, just bouncing it across the field, really effective. As we see with this replay here with Spragg, just putting this backhand, just that lovely action cutting through the wind. In front of their receivers, where they're falling down is that secondary phase. They're moving it well and getting it down the field, and then losing concentration or just not thinking about that next disposal. What would be your advice to Factory?
I actually think their defense has been pretty good. It's hard on those Spragg long throws, but yeah, their defense has been excellent. Just try and focus on that, and with the offense, yeah, the huck and D actually seems to be working for them all right. So possibly more controlled once they actually do get to the end zone, because they've been close so many times. Just get your balance and throw the easy one in.
I do believe though, if they're going to keep on giving that many chances to Rogue are going to sort out those little areas. They're a classy team.
Yeah. And Factory is quite a distance from the end zone, so they'll have to make that distance up somehow.
So remind me, which beach team are you coaching?
I'm coaching the women's beach team.
And we had the team announced this week.
Yes, yeah, they were on Monday or Tuesday, which is awesome. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
The selection camp was like fantastic, and also selection camp had men's, mixed, women's masters, men's masters. So it just felt like a really positive beginning of like the Team Australia essentially, and everyone was getting around each other. It was a really positive weekend, and I'm just really excited about the potential for all of the teams, considering how high the standard already was at the selection camps.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm pumped. Okay, players getting back on the field. And who do we have picking up the disc for Factory? Kia.
It's like 87.3 before. Just put it face down, change it.
She's played a few Australian campaigns in her time, Kia, I believe.
We're giving a big poach to the swing at the moment. Oh, Sonareo pitching in now.
And we've got a side stack with a cutter isolation in the middle. Adelaide Dennis going long. Oh, and coming under for a big gainer.
Emerson to Watson, who sits it long.
That was really good initial movement from Factory, I thought. They had a plan and they got sort of 15 or 20 metres from that initial cut from Adelaide Dennis.
Maybe a little bit more touch on these downwind hucks. They're just diving really fast.
Yeah. Spragg saves that one.
Oh, that Spragg throw goes very high. And we've got a jarred finger, I think. Injury, no injury, injury, no injury. Watson picks up the disc and wants to swing. It's not on. Morby with the disc. Moving it downfield. Engaging the dump in a tight corner.
And that was a run through D for number 26, Priscilla Scenario. Maybe a foul called by Factory,
see on the
I
replay.
think.
Foul on the step around. And the conversation being had.
I think it's contested.
What's your hand signal game like?
My hand signal game? Oh, I'd say pretty good.
It's times like these, hand signals would be incredible.
It's definitely a foul being called. It now looks like it's uncontested. Hopefully they'll indicate what the stall count's coming in on, and that will let us know. Yeah, uncontested foul. Which means the disc will be coming in on 0. So we've got Annie Longley from Rogue setting up on the mark. Looks like she's forcing middle. Oh no, forcing sideline.
Rogue doing a good job of just not making those around cuts an option. I haven't seen one come off in a long time. But yet again, there's a turnover on the swing, and Watson picks up the disc.
We've got a poach in the lane. They've obviously recognised that around throw is really hard and thinking that play could be used elsewhere. And we've got another turn. Man, this is going to be the point to win, I reckon.
And there's another disc picked up by the wind. Maybe that adapting is not happening.
It's amazing. You lift the front edge of the disc the tiniest bit and the wind will punish you for it.
We decide to play a sport with a bit of flat plastic. Watson with the disc in the centre of the field.
My bet's on Factory for this one. They've been playing quite controlled ultimate so far. Oh. Not for that. I think they're going to win this point. Not that at that particular moment, but
Yes.
they've been playing much more controlled than Rogue.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to find their feet in this point. They're taking good options. They're not forcing it.
Once that execution comes off, they'll look very nice. Chung swings to this Spragg, looks downfield. Factory players know that she has a weapon with the backhand. Across to Longley, back to Chung. The conditions allow the defence to push right up quite high at the moment. Spragg with the disc. It's just
And we've got a drop in the end zone.
It's the real test to whether their end zone game is calm enough to just put this away.
Yeah.
Got all the time in the world.
And it looks like Factory are setting up an end zone play of some sort. We've got players in each corner, it looks like. Oh, and a D for Rogue.
Dennis not able to bring the discount. The zone is back on.
And a deep, that was a great deep cut from 17.
Welfare.
Kirsty Welfare, yeah.
Spragg swings the disc. Chung has an option across the field. Goes back to the wind side. Longley with disc. Looking at her dump. And then goes there. Chung swing to Spragg. Spragg again wants to push up against the upwind side. Scenario, the around to see. Aware of the line. She's got it's the corner to be in. A lot of players. A lot happening.
10. That was a very small window. an ambitious option, but I always love an optimist. Unfortunately, didn't come off that time.
Morlumby with the disc. Looks to Watson. Watson finds the swing.
Yeah, now Factory, let's just put it long.
Cross to Ringland. Centre to Dennis.
It's looking good.
Morlumby.
Nice.
Crow. Unfortunately not able to make that extra metre.
Excellent offense again by Factory.
Looking very strong, and they've got another opportunity close to their end zone now. With the disc just flying over the head of the Rogue player.
So we're almost an hour and into the game. 4 to Rogue, 3 to Factory. And let's see if Factory will equalise this time.
I reckon we must be pushing 15 minutes at this point.
And it looks like a foul on the mark, uncontested. Teammates telling Bellasy no around, no around. They're obviously trying to really deny that middle space and probably crowd the upper
Looking
line
for
space.
the down the line.
Oh,
And Emerson somehow gets that disc, squeezes into that gap. Watson's hovering around, hoping for that disc back. Emerson wants to get it to her. There's no doubt. Oh, Dawson retracts her grab there. She gave that up.
yeah, I think the Rogue player, number 37. Just need to find her name. Oh, it's not on my sheet of paper.
Because there is no 37.
I was short say 37. Anyway, I think she grabbed it a second or so, you know, a few milliseconds before
Yeah,
Dawson.
it'll be a close one.
So yeah, nice honest play from
You often
Dawson.
you feel it in your hands, you just know.
97. Jessica
97.
Jones.
C with the disc in the middle of the field. Back to Spragg, following up the play quite well. Again, moving to the upside win. Sonorea with the disc. Sees the space, pumps it once and then goes through there. That floaty disc. Watson with the pull down to Emerson. Dennis with the disc and plenty of room and finds Molumby in the middle of the field. Watson following up the play. Very tired legs out there. Ringland looks. Dennis has the legs at the moment. At the moment, is who has the legs. She's put the long disc up. Probably wasn't needed. They had players streaming.
Yep.
They had 4 defenders behind the play.
Factory definitely had control then. And there's that contested grab we can see again. It's Dawson giving it up quite willingly.
It's definitely close.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell. She must have felt some sort of discrepancy. Okay, let's see what happens this time. Rogue with the disc. And the players on the sideline will need to warm up again, I reckon.
Timeout warm up. Along with the disc. Oh,
Nice grab there from Jessica Jones.
I think Spragg's key if Rogue wants to score this point. She's been the calmest on offense. Pumps that backhand. Good bid from Sonorea, but doesn't come down with it. It's a game within itself this point, and foul called on the throw. Disc return to Spragg, middle of the field. Everyone tries to remember back 20 seconds. Where the heck was I standing? Oh, this will do.
Uncontested foul, so disc is coming in on 0.
Chung free. Dennis poaching off into space. Poachy defense from Factory.
Rogue's really only attacking this sideline. They don't have many people out there on the far. Now they're... Oh, they heard me.
The Rogue girls seem to have decided this is the play for it. They're moving quite aggressively and just give goes safe options. contact on the arm, but the throw made its target anyway. Nothing called. Spragg to Chung. Chung looking for the space. Just going to dump it back to Spragg, who's going to thread the needle through to Longley. Looks for C. Back to Chung. Finds
Nice
Longley in the
throw.
centre. So unfortunate for their efforts. They're working so hard, unfortunately. Don't know if there's a little tap on the defence, but Watson has the disc. Oh, she gains it straight back for her team. Throwaway, defence. Perfect. Let's see if she can follow that with a score.
Factory's going to have to really clamp down to deny this upwind break. Rogue's been looking much more settled. And Rogue scores that one.
Will they be happy with that?
Is that the first break of the game?
Oh, there's been breaks either way.
Oh, they have been, okay. Oh, they certainly had to work for that one at least.
Yeah. Kind of nearly tired, too tired to celebrate, really.
Sidelines probably relieved they can go on and get some game time. Yeah, both teams look much more controlled there at the end. And the fresh legs join the field.
Brings scores to 5-3. The cameraman working well, working hard out there.
We've got Kylie O'Brien instilling some words of wisdom to the Rogue D-line. I was coached by Kylie. She's excellent. Well, she was technically an assistant coach, but always has some wonderful insight
Shared
and
everything she knew.
hilarious jokes to share. And who do we have? Kath Matthews with the pull.
Kath O'Neill.
Kath O'Neill. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the players having a well-deserved rest on the sideline after that point.
Yeah, I think we've probably definitely exceeded the technical 60 seconds that are permitted between each point. Everyone needs a bit of a rest, it seems.
And the lights have been turned on the fields. And the pull is up. Looks like a sideline stack from Factory. Yeah, picks up the disc.
Oh, bad luck.
And a bobble from McDonald. Unfortunately, there's a turnover. Rock finds O'Neill. O'Neill looks for the down the line, not on. Finds Alexander in the middle. The backhand swing. And
Beautiful. Just caught inside.
who's that on the sideline there? Can't quite see.
Stephanie Bengson just caught that one, who I believe is a relatively new player to the sport, but very athletic. She used to be a professional tennis player. And yeah, I think she's been playing Ultimate for maybe 12 to 18 months. I saw her, she was at the beach selections actually. Very athletic, really aggressive on D and not scared of laying out. So it'll be really exciting to see how she improves and develops, especially playing a nationals campaign with one of the best women's teams around.
Fantastic characteristics, same characteristics we saw Danny Alexander bring to the Frisbee scene years ago.
Absolutely.
And it took her a long way.
Looks like a few of the girls are playing the next point again. That point was over pretty quickly, so
Yeah.
want a
the
bit more of a run around.
Previous girl's been, nope, not going on. Do it yourself. So does Ellipsis have a game after this?
No, we've just got 2 games today and 3 games tomorrow. So we will be, I think our game's at 9 o'clock tomorrow, but because the tournament's run by Ellipsis, our team will be getting here at 6:37 just to help set up.
Well, thank you to Ellipsis for running the tournament.
Yeah, it's mostly been Matt Hill. He's done an excellent job. It's really cool that we can even film the games. I don't think that's ever happened before at SMO, so brings a really exciting professional element to the tournament. And like the fields as well, the quality of the fields I think is awesome. They're in very good condition.
AstroTurf doing the job
Giordana
well.
Rock throwing the pool. Now she used to play for Fuse actually, recently moved down to Sydney this year for her dream job. So now she's converted to Rogue.
Air with the disc, looking for the dump to Dennis, who finds it in a little dinky throw.
And there's that lovely left-handed backhand of Dennis's.
It's a beautiful gainer. Finds Dawson in the centre. Dawson does a little pirouette. Finds Bartram on the side, who very quick transition through to Foster.
Really clean from Factory.
That's exactly what they're after.
Yeah. That takes us up to 6-4.
6-4, 65 minutes into the game. We have 15 minutes. Reminder for anyone joining us, it is a hard cap. Once the siren goes, we finish the point that we were within.
Is that just for this tournament or?
For this tournament.
Yeah, okay.
It's the beauty of Ultimate is that it is a little bit tournament by tournament. But for the round robin rounds, that is what we're playing.
Oh, good to know. Thanks for explaining the rules to me.
Explaining to a player who has already played twice today. Obviously not gone to time cap yet. It's one of those great frisbeeisms, working out what the exact rules of that tournament are.
Who's this with the disc for Factory that's doing the pull?
That's Air. That is Kirsten Air.
Kirsten Air, excellent.
A lot of chat from the Factory girls.
Got a really strong line on for Rogue at the moment. Giordana Rock, Danny Alexander, Kim Spragg, I think Eunice Chung's in there as well. Jessica Jones, Katrina Boyle, and number 25, the short
Branda Lamb.
Branda Lamb. That's a strong line. They'll bring out some tricks, I'm sure. And the pool's relatively short, just landing in the middle of the field there. That'll give Road an excellent start. And it looks like Kimmy Spragg starting downfield, and we're setting up in a hoe stack.
It's worth noting the wind has died off at the moment.
Excellent give-go from Eunice Chung, and she puts it. That's why Kim Spragg started downfield.
And it's an amazing thing as a coach when you see your set play just work perfectly. Been really impressed with Eunice Chung's game today. She had a couple little fumbles earlier on, but she's just taken that out of her game, and she just keeps on attacking. Safe options. And then now putting the huck up. Her and Spragg having a great connection today.
Beautiful throw. And a few of these girls from both Rogue and Factory will probably be trying out. I know some of them from Rogue definitely have put their names down for the under-24 Australian campaign. I played under-23s last time with the Stingrays. Some of these girls, my teammates Eunice and Karina Boyle and Ali Zalams. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the mix-up, the makeup of the teams this time, and all the best to these girls for the rest of the selection process.
Are any of these players under their coach's eye here on the sideline?
You mean are any of them being...
For the World Beach? Any in the World Beach women's or mixed team?
Oh, okay. On this field, I know Stephanie Bengson is playing with the Masters team. In fact, I think Rogue has a few women's Masters players. Factory? I don't believe so. No. None that I'm familiar with anyway. But yeah, there are definitely a few Beach Worlds players at the tournament this weekend.
That's
Rachel Parsons with the pull. Lands in a similar position to the pull last point, just over the halfway line.
Air picks up the disc, swings it to Deadman, back to Air. Finds Dennis in the centre of the field to Watson. 7 Ringland. Fortunately, just doesn't make the connection. Aggressive throw from Zalens finds O'Neill downfield. Very safe with the hands to Parsons.
Was that Parsons or Bengtson that caught that?
I
think it was Stephanie Bengtson.
You are correct. That does bring us to halftime. That's 8-4.
With about, what, 10 minutes left in the game?
It's been a extended game in that regard.
Okay. Oh, at least justice has been served in that the team that started on defense can now have a turn starting on offense. It's always interesting when a game doesn't go to half because of the wind. And then it's just determined by who wins the end zone.
Yeah, no one wants that.
How you guys going?
Yeah, I guess.
Having fun?
Steph was just like, you were like, right in the face. Steph was just like, I'm ready.
You guys so tight.
When you want to be serious I'll be rental tomorrow. Yeah, it's fine. I'll have a nice station. That was really great. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and JJ
I didn't realize how frustrating it would be. I thought it was perfect. The exact same. Like, we said this actually. It was all done like this same case.
It really was. Daddy told me to do something, I just did it.
Like, you heard the chat. I'm sure, like, there's two things that
I sat in the car to go sleep in the tent. The door open to the car. Yeah. The signal's so dead. I think it's just something going on. And then everything else was going on.
Yeah, because I was trying to say that I didn't know the bathroom. But in the end, I just used the chain of messages. I figured you would have realised that that's walked up on the camera, but like, I wanted use your camera to give warning. Did you actually? Yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah. And then like, it was actually on, and then you were about to go onto it, and we're like, oh, we better switch off in. Hey, Richard. Do you want to head off there? Maybe we could probably cover that. It's alright. You alright? Cool. So you take a slide. Yeah. But like I umpire field goals here. Like, if I ever like give it less advantage and it's a goal, I'm like that was nice. Like if I didn't give that advantage, that wouldn't have been a goal. Oh, okay. Oh, no worries. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't realise it was a catch. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I don't know how to I was saying, like, because he may have to do it through, like, bank transfer or whatever, because it's so give it fits in the same as Sam. It's easier.
Back in the old days, I just get like a magic deposit with a clean like that.
Yeah. I still get paid cash for all my jobs. So.
Right on!
It's officially declared.
Yeah, same with hockey.
Yeah. I'm hiring school.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's going on. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
There's
that's
not a cash.
yeah. It's all good.
Which one's going your way? I just plugged in the number 2. I can hear you guys. We can hear you guys. Which one's going this way?
I don't know, you get so tired just standing there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's your ice cream truck, by the way.
What? Oh, no.
Just stay in mine. Yeah, let me know. Saves you half an hour.
Sorry?
Yeah, this pick me up.
I'll just put them all in the
You can just go to the couches in this company. Like the other one was like cold car. But I go camping mat as well. Yeah,
That's the one that you shot for.
you're more than allowed
Alrighty, what are we doing?
anytime you want.
No, 0. Can you hear me? You can't hear me.
The last
You can hear me. Can you hear him?
Yes,
Oh,
Welcome
he's
back.
going to the
Second half.
second
All 3 to 4 minutes.
Epic face-off. Oh, it only just
wondered
turned
if
on. This is Michaela Dignam and Stefan Van Voxtel coming to you live from Epping, Victoria, where we have an epic face-off between Sydney's Rogue and Canberra Factory. Rogue with the pull from Giordana Rock. Take it away, Stefan.
We have Dennis picking up the disc, looks to air. We've got a sideline stack, a lot of that being played today from all teams, men's and women's divisions. There's a little bit of contact behind a bar there from the defender. That's what they're having a discussion about. It's been really interesting. There's been a big use of the side stack today. Is that a play Ellipsis uses?
I mean, not specifically. No, not so much. Not so much. Not that I want to give away all the tricks. But no, I've been focusing a lot on different variations of horo and vertical, like many teams this season.
Yep, I don't know if I'm just noticing it today or if there is a higher percentage being used. Who knows?
I know I know I've played against Rogue before, and they have tended to use a side stack and maybe an isolation from a few players.
Yep. Factories used a diagonal stack as well today. In fact, it got them an early score. This is a long discussion.
Yeah.
Which, from the outside perspective, definitely looked like a foul.
Yeah, and I just saw Giordana Rock. Excellent use of hand signals has let me know that it's an uncontested foul.
Thank you, Giordana Rock.
Oh, great.
Feisty defence. The disc is up to air. She looks downfield, as she has the tendency to. Fortunately, not able to reach the hand of Foster.
And Danny Alexander picking up here for Rogue. Ali Zalem throws it down the line. Caught by Annie Langley. Ooh.
So Factory will have another shot at pulling one back in this scoreline.
And the siren is gone, so this point will finish when this point finishes. Or the game will finish, rather.
Thank you, Michaela. Yep, absolutely. Bar with the disc. She looks downfield, but it engages her dump. Dennis with the disc. Dennis definitely taken more responsibility around the handler kind of roles in the last few points. She played a lot of downfield early on. High disc to Dawson, who just misreads and just stepped under it, unfortunately.
I think it was an excellent look. She had great separation. It was to the far side of the field, but just the execution in the wind made it a bit harder to make that connection happen. Looks like we've got Gio picking up again.
5 rogue players in the stack.
6, rather.
6. You can count better than I can.
This is interesting. This is a typically Japanese style of offense where you have 6 players in the stack and then the first player at the front of the stack becomes the dump or the first throw. Seen a few more teams playing this.
Yeah, it's coming up.
In Australia recently.
Fortunately, Alexander's throw went straight to the middle of the stack in that circumstance. So Air has picked up the disc, looked to Foster in the mitt, out the mitt, nearly in again, and it's turnover. See, just hit that palm. She had a clear shot at it.
I think Ali Zalams probably put her off a bit there because it looked like she probably could have completed it, but
quite likely.
Yeah.
There you go, using that space from the isolated cutter. Alexander has the disc. So here's that
Another
pass.
turn.
Not able to
Factory
hold on.
has kept this disc in their half the past few turns, so excellent D from them.
Both the last 2 throws from Rogue have been really ambitious, try to the middle of the
And
stack.
that one completes the
On
Zalams.
the third go.
The Zalams, and I don't know our opposition's
Go
name,
again.
but that match up again.
Air to bear.
There we
bar.
go. So the game finishes, and that is Sydney Rogue 9, and Factory, I think, just scored 1, so that'll pop them up to 5.
There you go, 9-5. Well, thank you, Michaela, for joining me on commentary.
Pleasure as always, Stefan Van Boxtel.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining the stream. Proudly brought to you by Yikun Discs. Signing off from SMO 2017 here in Epping.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yes. We're done. Nothing.